My name is Ishaq Namura. I am a Palestinian student who's studying in Sheikh Sohrawardi Medical College, MBBS degree, and I am 21 years old.
Do you have any relatives living in Gaza?
Well, most of my friends are from Gaza, who live in Gaza, and I used to have relatives there too. I used to have a cousin there.
Okay. And have you heard from them?
Basically, not. I cannot hear from them like every day. Like some of them.
आप सबको पता है कि बांग्लादेश एक ऐसा मुल्क है जिसमें कई सारे मुल्कों से स्टूडेंट आके पढ़ाई करते हैं। इंडिया, पाकिस्तान और नेपाल से भी बांग्लादेश के अंदर स्टूडेंट जाते हैं। इस टाइम पे रिपोर्ट हमारे पास ये आ रही है कि एक फलस्तीनी स्टूडेंट इस टाइम पे बांग्लादेश के अंदर पढ़ाई कर रहा है। इस स्टूडेंट की इंटरव्यू के ऊपर रिएक्शन देने वाले और आपके साथ शेयर करने वाले कि किस तरीके से फलस्तीनी स्टूडेंट इस टाइम पे बांग्लादेश के अंदर स्टडी करके अपनी लाइफ बना रहा है। चलिए रिपोर्ट देखते हैं, फिर आपके साथ बात करते हैं।
My name is Ishaq Namura. I am a Palestinian student who's studying in Sheikh Sohrawardi Medical College, MBBS degree, and I am 21 years old.
Do you have any relatives living in Gaza?
Well, most of my friends are from Gaza, who live in Gaza, and I used to have relatives there too. I used to have a cousin there.
Okay. And have you heard from them?
Basically, not. I cannot hear from them like every day. Like some of them I texted like 2 weeks ago and I still didn't hear anything from. Some of them I text daily. I don't know like basically if they can or they not. Obviously there is no electricity there, so I don't think they can reach or to charge their phone or to contact someone.
I see what you mean. So do you know if any of your relatives have been a victim to the attacks in Gaza?
If not my relatives, but one of my friends, his entire cousin's family, like their household, it was wiped out. 12 people, they were wiped out completely. One of my seniors, his entire family got wiped out. He's the only one left.
According to what you're hearing from your friends and family over there, what's the situation over there?
The situation over there is horrific. It's actually horrific. I mean, during the day, there's still bombing, and there's no electricity. The electricity has been cut off. Water supply. There's no medical services. Nothing. They have no electricity. They have no food. They cannot reach clean water. So it's really horrific. I was on a call with one of my friends yesterday. Like I called him for a minute. In that minute itself, I heard around like 30 or 40 bombs were around him, and I'm asking him like, dude, are you able to sleep? He told me it's been 3 days since I slept. I tell him, I ask him, have you been able to go to the washroom? Have you been able to shower? Have you been able to drink enough water? He tells me no. We wait in lines for hours to use washrooms.
So this friend of yours, he was able to charge his phone and
yeah, he was able to charge his phone, I think, from a power bank or something. Basically, in the hospitals, they have fuel. They had some fuel reserve, and I think it ran out 2 days ago. Since there was 25 hospitals were active, and since the beginning of the strike, 15 of them were off because they had no fuel reserve and there was no electricity. And now there is barely 4 or 5 active hospitals right now, and the fuel reserves are finished now.
So your friends and all the people of Gaza, are they under evacuation orders right now? And if so, how are they coping with the situation?
So my senior who I called yesterday, he was from an area called Juhrindik. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's from the northeastern side of Gaza. So there was orders to evacuate the area. They evacuated to the south of Gaza, and they're living in tents. They are living in UN schools, which are, by the way, they are not safe. Also, some of them has been bombed, or there was also bombing around the school they're staying within. Their situation is bad. It's really horrific. They are cut out of every basic need.
So is there any other way to stay in touch with them?
Not really, no. Since also services there, like I don't think they are able to get a proper like phone service, a proper cell like network.
Are you in touch with the Palestinian embassy, and are you getting enough information about your friends and family that are living in Gaza through the embassy?
Yeah, I am in touch with the embassy, since I am also a member of the Palestinian Student Union here in Dhaka, or in Bangladesh in general. The embassy, you know, does its work, does its diplomatic work as any other embassy, and if they can, they also provide us with information about like what they can, what they got to know about. They also can would provide us that the atrocities that are being committed by the occupation in the land of Gaza. It's something that I grew up with, so I don't really need the embassy and all of that to tell me about.
Why should Hamas not be held responsible for starting the conflict and bringing misery to Palestinians? And after all, they knew what Israel is going to do.
So let me say this first of all. In the last decade, there has been 5 wars on Gaza. 5 wars that there was bombing. The same thing that's going on like these days. There was never a relative peace. There was never a relative peace ever in the air, like in the entire lands, in the entire occupied lands. In the last 3 months, there was also airstrikes and invasion in one of the refugee camps in Palestine, the Jenin refugee camp. Also according to the international law, that if an occupying force enters the land, that the people of that land or that country, they are allowed to fight against the occupation in whatever means necessary. And second of all, if I want to condemn someone, or if I want to give a responsibility for the attack, especially the 7th October, to someone, I would honestly blame the international community. The international community that have been silenced on the atrocities that have been done since 75 years. And you know, in the last 20 days only, the last numbers I checked, right, around 5,200 Palestinians have been martyred or let's say killed by the Israeli airstrikes. And among those 5,200, 2,000 of them are children, and around 1,200 of them are women. So if I want to blame someone or to put the responsibility on someone, I would blame the international community. They have been breaking the international laws.
When there was peace in Gaza, how was life like over there during the time of peace? And were there any restrictions you faced in your everyday life?
When there is no war, first of all, if you want to get out of Gaza, that alone is a war that you have to go through. If you are planning to go out of Gaza, anywhere in the world. This is first of all. And second of all, Israel has completely cut the electricity and food and fuel and all of that, like the needs from Gaza. But even before the war times, not during the war times, other than that, still they get electricity for like a couple of hours a day. They get electricity. Food, there is like no food is allowed to enter without the Israeli, the occupation agreeing on it or something. The situation is bad since forever. Safe water, drinking water. You cannot 98% of the water in Gaza is water that is not for drinking. It's neither safe nor wholesome to be drank. So this is the situation during the peace times, or according to what people say, peace times.
How does your life in Dhaka compare to life in Gaza Strip?
Bangladesh is a free country. I mean, in Dhaka, I can move around. I have access to safe and wholesome water all the time, 24/7. I have electricity 24/7. Just having like those two things has made my experience in Dhaka far better than my experience in Gaza.
I see what you meant.
Those two simple things, and fuel too. And I also have access to medical services. Since I am a medical student, if I want to get medical services, I can go to my hospital and show them that I am a student here, and I'm getting it for approximately for free. So Just those three things make life here way better, like far better than living in Gaza. I'm getting my basic human needs and I'm feeling so happy that I'm getting that.
What brought you to Dhaka and how long have you been living in Bangladesh? Would you go back to Palestine? And if yes, when do you want to go back? What do you want to do when you go back?
So I came here through a scholarship that was announced through the website of Ministry of Education and Higher Education in Palestine. I signed through the scholarship and thankfully I got it. And after this, I waited around 6 months and then I got accepted in Sohrawardi Medical College here in Dhaka. And then I packed up my necessities. And then I made the passport. Since before that I didn't make one, so I didn't see the need to make one. Since it's really hard to go outside of the country. I also got a permission, those special permissions to go through the occupation border. And to Jordan, because we as Palestinians we just need like a green card that we get on the border. If it's our first time there. So after getting all of that ready, I went to Jordan. I stayed there for around 10 days. I got my Bangladeshi visa ready because the Bangladeshi embassy of Palestine is located in Jordan, in Amman, the capital city. After I got the visa, and the same day I took my trip to Bangladesh from Queen Alia's International Airport. So yeah, this was my journey. It took me around 14 days to be done with all of this. Inshallah, I'll be going after finishing my course. My course, I have been here for 2 years now, 2 years and a month. Maybe after 3 or 4 years, I'm planning to go back home. I'm planning to stay there and do my internship. I'm planning also to, if I get a chance to do post-graduation on medicine, and if I can, then I maybe will have to again travel somewhere to get my higher education in medicine.
वीडियो आप लोगों ने देख ली। इस टाइम पे पूरी दुनिया से बांग्लादेश के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं, पढ़ाई करते हैं और अपने लिए अच्छी लाइफ बना के जाते हैं। एमबीबीएस के स्टूडेंट्स को हमने देखा कि किस तरीके से वो आते हैं, स्टडी करते हैं और वो जाते हैं। नेपाल के स्टूडेंट के इंटरव्यू भी मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किए थे, पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट का इंटरव्यू भी मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किया था और साथ में इंडियन स्टूडेंट का भी इंटरव्यू मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किया। देखिए, बांग्लादेश के अंदर अगर लिविंग लाइफ दी जा रही है, अगर बांग्लादेश के अंदर अच्छी पढ़ाई दी जा रही है, तो डेफिनेटली सारे मुल्क इस टाइम पे जा रहे हैं। हमने देखे पाकिस्तानी ऐसे लोगों के इंटरव्यूज भी आपके साथ शेयर किए थे जो काम के लिए बांग्लादेश जा रहे हैं। एक लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड वो लोग दे रहे हैं, एक लाइफ दे रहे बांग्लादेश के लोग, जिसकी वजह से हर मुल्क का बासी, हर मुल्क का जो है ना बंदा इस टाइम पे चाह रहा है कि वो बांग्लादेश के अंदर स्टडी करे। देखिए, कुछ लोगों का माइंड ये होता है कि हम यूरोप जाए, इंग्लैंड जाए, हम जो है वो यूएस जाए। अब जिन लोगों की बस में होता है, जिनके पास पेमेंट होती है, जिनके पास पैसे होते हैं, तो वो उन देशों में चले जाते हैं। बट जिनके पास ज्यादा नहीं होते तो वो फिर डेफिनेटली बांग्लादेश का विजिट करते हैं, क्योंकि वहां पे जो स्टडी दी जा रही है वो पाकिस्तान, इंडिया और नेपाल की कंट्रियों से काफी नेक्स्ट लेवल पे दी जा रही है। हम कंसीडर उसको ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि किसी नेक्स्ट लेवल यानी किसी यूएस जैसी यूनिवर्सिटी की लाइफ या यूएस जैसी यूनिवर्सिटी की पढ़ाई भी बांग्लादेश के अंदर दी जा रही है, तभी तो बहुत सारे लोग वहां पे पढ़ रहे हैं। अभी आप लोगों ने इंटरव्यू देखा, फलस्तीन से एक स्टूडेंट आया हुआ पढ़ने के लिए, 21 साल का ये स्टूडेंट है जो इस टाइम पे बांग्लादेश के अंदर पढ़ रहे हैं। तो देखिए, इसी तरीके से कंट्रियों से लोग आते हैं पढ़ने के लिए, पढ़ते हैं, फिर जाते हैं। पाकिस्तान का मैंने कई वीडियोस आपके साथ शेयर की कि स्टूडेंट भी आए हैं, वर्क करने के लिए भी आए हैं, लोग अपने प्यारों से मिलने के लिए भी आते हैं। तो ये देश ऐसा है जिसमें अब प्यार करने वाले लोग भी हैं, जिसमें काफी ज्यादा लोग आते जाते हैं, प्यार करते एक दूसरे से, दूसरे देशों से आते हैं, पढ़ाई करते हैं, काम करते हैं, बिजनेस देते हैं। और बिजनेस के हवाले से बांग्लादेश भी काफी बेहतर मुल्क है, जिसकी वजह से काफी सारे लोग वहां पे बिजनेस भी करते हैं। तो ये ओवरऑल रिपोर्ट अगर आप लोगों ने देखा, अच्छा लगा है तो वीडियो को लाइक लाजमी करें।